Alrighty, guys, we're about to get into the Mad Mage again. Hopefully, I got everything set up here right. Let's see what's coming up on the old screen here. Oh, looks like we're good. Set up here, and I hear myself. Chat's up. Okay. We got some noise coming in. There might be some babies in the background. I don't know. It's been a while since I did this. Everything looks okay. So we're gonna jump in. Maybe I'll just let you guys listen in here for a second. I think we're about to start.
He doesn't pick out Sometimes a Great Notion or 1984, the physics book, any of the Kurt Vonnegut, the Tom Robbins books. Oh, he goes for the red cover, smallest book, Communist Manifesto.
Bright, visible, something easy to carry.
Yep.
I wonder if they had that in mind when they created it.
Oh, Snapples.
All right. Well, it looks like the three of us are here until Marshall gets done with his doctor's visit. We're ready to begin.
Sounds good.
All right. So the story how the story goes from the beginning, it seems to me, is you guys have descended into the dungeon. You have some various reasons for being here. Pay a Harper debt, find some books, find a guy. You've interacted with some of the rooms. One of the characters now has a sword in his hand. Can't let it go. Whereas bestial form, you have come across a band of vampire wearing
I got you cutting in and out.
and you've slaughtered. Sorry, and you've slaughtered them. You've wiped out a room full of vampires trying to extort money out of you. Here we are. You've done some poking around, and you've found a few items, things such as, and that's where we've left it. Not too far in. We haven't found anything related to any of your quests so far, and here we are. Yeah. Sorry, I just got really excited. My brain went blank.
And we let one of them go. He was hopefully going to go out and make better life choices. The troop that we found, they were vampires or are not vampires, pretending to be vampires.
The doppelganger, right?
There's two doppelgangers, and there are in fake disguises. Like after killing one, and like you guys kind of looted some of the bodies, you would have seen that they had fake teeth that were there that were put on, and they're in makeup and shitty sort of cast off clothes.
Yes, and they were fake, but human. Or some were doppelgangers.
Yeah, some turned into like when they died, the blood that was there, the wounds that were there, it all like kind of dissipated back into this like nondescript gray sort of form.
And then towards the end, we actually vampire.
You have not interacted with an actual vampire.
Okay, just want to be clear. So yeah, these guys don't seem too bad.
Yeah, and like right now you're standing a bunch, like there's some statues of Waterdeep nobles, Waterdavian nobles. And they've been like marked and graffitied on, and names have been placed on them. And yes, and you've checked all the rooms. You've come from this direction, checked in that way. The only zone you haven't gone so far is that way with the arrow.
Well, guess where we're heading? To the south.
Love it. It's big enough.
We'll, of course, have our stealthiest of stealthies leading.
All right, so you guys are the idea is you're gonna creep forward, continue down the dungeon. Are you still in your bear form? You dropped the bear, right?
How long does that last?
It lasts for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it dropped because we did some searching around and stuff like that. So that would have been way easier.
as not a bear.
Yeah.
Okay, and the order so far has been the thug up at the front and Chev in the back.
I think I was in the cover in the rear.
I think I was I was second behind the scout, but I know we were sort of like a few squares behind, giving half time to warn us of anything.
Okay, let's do stealth rolls, group stealth roll. I'll roll for half.
Ooh, I love this part.
I'm also stealthy.
I am not.
I thought bringing up the rear with a stealth person also would be helpful in case someone's coming up on us. They might be noisier.
Let me put his window down. And so you guys are, you creep forward. You guys have been together for a while beyond this, and so who's doing what better than others. Let's go. There's this. Okay, and who's got a passive perception over 15? Halfok does.
Two of us, yeah. I have 17. He might have 17.
I have 16.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's just
15.
We're like super high.
yeah, that's okay. So the two 17s, we'll start with the 15. Okay, you guys start creeping down the hallway here, and as you guys are moving down the hallway, you note a branch that breaks off to the left. Let's just move you guys a mass here. This spot, right? Go.
He left one of his behind.
Super large. Look at her.
I'm coming.
Okay. You guys come down this hallway, and as you're moving this way, reared in, you notice to your left immediately like a space open up, and you can see footfalls that go that way, or footprints in the sand. Chev, up ahead, you can see that some of the footprints continue on that way straight ahead, but they're much, much lighter. The 217, so that would be Aurelius and Halfok, will notice that on this wall, there is a tiny little 1-inch hole, very similar to the same sort of 1-inch hole that was seen on the door that you guys first like where the guy like ran away when you first entered.
Another peephole. Can we look through it from this side?
Mm-hmm.
Or, like at least see if there's like a light or someone on the other side?
Yeah, you can walk up to it. You place your eye up against it, and it's pitch black on the inside. Your little bit of your dim or your dark vision allows you to see that there is inside of this area a bunch of bedrolls, about a dozen of them. They're all empty on the very dusty floor. You can see some faded frescoes covering the walls depicting villagers and farmers being terrorized by a giant bat. That's kind of what you see. You can't get a full glance of the room that's in there. You can see that it expands to the left and the right more than this 1-inch hole gives you vision on, but it is not deep in. Like you can see the wall straight ahead.
So that
it's like rectangular to the left and right.
So there ought to be a door here.
Mm-hmm.
If I search for it.
Roll a perception check. To find. Yeah, you're looking through it. You look around. You tell everyone that there's a door here, but you can't quite find the door. You kind of come to the realization maybe it's not a door; it's just a wall. But Half-Orc will also make an attempt because that's what he would do.
Yeah,
and he agrees with.
Doorknob's on the other side, guys.
Yeah, I got footprints in the sand over here.
All right.
Pull out the portable ram and I take a look at finding the door before my impatience.
The portable ram.
All right, go ahead. Are you guys following the footsteps up ahead, or you want to go with the portable ram action right away?
I agree. There's a hole in the wall and probably a door, but I don't care.
All right, you can roll a perception check if you look for the door.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you did. 16.
I look
okay.
real hard.
No advantage. 16. Then no,
Nope.
You don't see you see the people. It's been given to you. You look through and you step back. You look for a door, and you can't see any joints or anything there.
Well, I stop looking for the door that's there and start thinking about the door I'm going to make there.
Excellent. So now you're going to slam into it.
Oh yeah, I'm going to ask for assistance, and I'm going to use the portable ram to make that hole bigger.
How does that tool work? Let's
Yeah, I
pop
think
that
the
bad
ram
boy.
already gives you advantage, so I don't know if anybody helped.
Yeah,
No, I think
so you
you
get
have
+4 bonus on strength check.
Oh, so
And
you can still
getting
benefit
somebody
from
to
the
assist me gives me advantage.
Okay,
All right.
cool. I'll grab the other side. I'm not that strong, but maybe somebody else. Half off.
And Riordan's just looking at these footprints in the sand, oblivious, kind of looking.
That is a
surprised.
24 on strength.
All right. So as we're marching up, are you headed down the main footprints area, or were they kind of like break up north? Like you going this way or that?
Sorry, I'm not in front of the computer.
All good.
Toddler will want to play.
For sure.
But I'm just following, but I'm not going to be out of eyesight of my party or, close earshot.
All right.
And I'll keep my bow ready and watch the other corridor since we're going to be making a ton of noise here.
All right. So yes, this portable ram slammed into this wall space, and if it was a thick granite wall, some of the walls like that you've turned around, you've realized that these are thick walls. This ram smashes through a thin layer of granite, and as it does so, like up at the right and upper right and lower right, you can see where hinges had been like embedded in the wall, and they pop out towards you as you smash in this door.
Hey guys, I found the door.
Found or made?
And I come racing back as soon as I hear that. But guys,
Yeah,
looking
they're
around the
just
corner. Anyway.
That is a loud noise. It is an explosion of stone and sound. It echoes both all around you. Okay. And you now see inside this room. Do you head in?
After putting my ram away and pulling out my sword, yeah.
Okay. So Halfhawk's going to, of course, that's what he does. He's going to charge in. Well, not charge in, but he slithers forward.
With his
All right.
weapon sword.
His wrapped sword. Okay, so you guys are now in this space. You can see that it is rectangle, and it looks to be, it looks to be like kind of a retreat zone that these bedrolls have been stashed up against the wall, and there's some, looks like a backpack with some supplies in it, or like kind of bulging, but it looks like a bug out bag. It looks like maybe this is, while the door is really hard to find, that maybe this is where they would retreat to, some of these guys. There's footprints that come in here, but they don't come from this direction. They come from that direction. And so you would see that they had gone light footprints, and then they come back around that way.
I feel like our vision should go further. Am I wrong?
60 feet, house sign. Let me see what yours looks like.
Mine's right. I have the goggles, so mine should be good too.
Yeah, there's no light, so you're in dim light.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I just mean the dark vision. What's the dark vision?
Wall,
60 feet. Okay.
Yeah, and you do see down to the lower right another room area, and the druid could see that there is a cobwebbed draped coffin resting on a 2-foot-high block of gray stone sitting there.
Yeah, I can't actually see that far. I only see 30 feet instead of 60.
With your dark vision?
Well, I just mean on the screen. When I count it up, it's 30 feet, not 60. That's why I was kind of like, I feel like we should see further.
It's because the wall in. Here, let's do this right here. And let's get rid of that dot. And then go back to you and see what. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Well, you know what? I see other guys' vision. Also,
I totally see.
I see Halfhawk's vision. Now that I think about it, we're shedding light, not seeing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how dynamic lighting works.
It's because I have you guys all being able to, just so there's not any confusion about that kind of stuff. And if it becomes an issue with the light, we'll make it. We'll like just play it normal where there would be no dynamic lighting and like you wouldn't be able to see that far type of stuff. Unless you guys want it shut down.
Hey, I'm liking this.
Yeah, it's neat. I don't normally have it. Not normally available to me. Slows things down a little on the screen, but that's about it.
With the dynamic lighting?
Yeah. It's also a big map, I think.
It's a huge map.
Yeah. So
absolutely huge.
All those things kind of play together. Not a big deal.
Okay. So yeah, you see this room it's just a bunch of bedrolls. There's a bag. There's some frescoes of this gigantic bat. You see a coffin.
So I would see the coffin down here. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't really see how much further that goes.
Great. There might really be a vampire. Damn it. Have a quick search of the bag.
Okay, yeah, it is. The bag has a disguise kit in it, and it has 2 days of rations in it.
I'm gonna leave
is it a vampire disguise kit?
This one, it's more like a theatrical. This one while they're using it to become like vampires, this it looks like it could be used for other things as well.
Well, I'm gonna leave that in the bag, but I will grab the 2 days of rations.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do the disguise thing, right? Half-Ock's more of a criminal than entertainer or something.
Let's see.
Yeah. Wait,
Thieves'
you know what?
tools,
I
poisoner
have a
kit.
disguise kit. Jeez, what's my background? Urchin.
Yeah, he's got a Dungeoneer's pack.
Yeah, I just mean like who would be proficient with a disguise kit, and then it turns out I am. But that's all right. I probably have one in my bag. Yep, I do. I already got one. No big deal. That's 3 pounds I don't need to carry.
All right.
So do we want to? Maybe we can sneak in the back way and take them by surprise coming in this side, even though we made all that noise.
Maybe.
Or we made all that noise. Maybe we could set up an ambush. Maybe someone's gonna come check it out.
Are you checking out? Did anyone check out the coffin? Or did you just stay
I
away
was
from
I
it?
was headed down that way. I just didn't want to get too far away from the party.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming since Half walked up and grabbed the sword out of the chest of the wooden dummy, he would definitely check out the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
once
walked down
wasn't
with me.
enough to learn his lesson.
Yeah, he's down there with you.
He's waiting for that second wrong to make it right.
We'll see if he pokes it open with the sword. Maybe he can curse the sword.
So you guys approach and find that the coffin is still intact, and there's another one of those 1-inch diameter holes bored into its foot panel. The coffin lid doesn't seem to be locked. It looks like it's just set right on top of it.
Open it up, Half-Ock.
All right, so yeah, he's just definitely stick the little bit of the blade in there and kind of like pry it up and then lift, and it pushes it over. And you see that there's a thin layer of grave dirt inside this coffin that's been flattened down. It looks like something used to sleep here, but right now there's a vial of holy water resting directly in the middle of the dirt.
Oh, I was really worried there for a second, but the holy water makes me feel better.
Yeah, you've noticed a few times at dungeon that some of the denizens, if you will, have been cleared out by adventurers in the past. You kind of Half-Lock pokes around in the dirt there to see if there's anything that could have been left behind, and it's picked clean. There's nothing in here that looks like it would be left behind.
I'll take that holy water then.
Sweet. You pick up the holy water and now have 1 vial of holy water. All right. Anything else you would want to do in this?
I'm kind of thinking we should go up, head north here, guys, and see if we can't, kind of come in from an angle they're not expecting. We kind of know that there's going to be more dudes, right? Oh, it doesn't go anywhere?
So yeah, Half-Lock goes up there, and you can see the back side of what looks like a secret. And it's secret from this side. It looks like it's easily opened. And he pushes on it and opens on it. So you've got the full circle here now. There's two different ways of coming.
And the main footprint path went to the left, and you said it was more like a faint footprints that went up to where Half-Lock is.
Yeah, so it looks like they would go through the northern door as opposed to that doorway in the middle of the hall.
Well, that makes sense. I did only just make this door. I would suggest that perhaps we hide ourselves and lay in wait and see if anyone comes running from ahead of us to see what that noise was about. And I mean, if
Okay, so
nothing
you got,
happens after a few minutes, I guess we can just continue on. But
it has been a few minutes while you've been poking around in this area, looking through the coffin, grabbing the wall, and nothing has come at that moment, and you don't hear anything on the other side or coming down that hallway.
Alrighty, let's form up again and get moving.
yeah, send out the point man.
So you guys quickly come to a door. It's made out of wood. It's a little. It's got like a band, like iron bands that go across it. It's sturdy, and it looks like it's well set into the frame. There's a ring that's kind of hanging out of it, a cast iron ring that looks like the door handle, if you will.
We're not knocking again, are we?
Well, it worked last time.
Yeah, it went over like a lead balloon in church. Okay.
Right.
How about we try
Half-
sneaking the door open? And
Yeah,
slipping
Halfhawk's
in?
going to look back and say something along the lines of like, when you're ready, I'll open this.
I'll let Havok take a shot at opening the door his way.
Are we all
Say it.
kind of frontline people? Or no one's like ranged mostly, right?
No, Riordan.
Riordan, Archer, yeah, with pew-pews.
Riordan, he can fall back.
Kind of organize where you want to be.
Yeah. Can we stealth again as we move in?
The map is so big, it's hard to adjust the size correctly,
Yeah.
and it doesn't want to go where I place it. I think I'm good now.
I totally hear you. It's gigantic.
Like the smallest changes when you don't have it at the right size, and suddenly you're staring at pitch black, and you're like, all right, zoom all the way back out again.
Yeah,
Find where I will slowly zoom in.
You could just ask and what is it? I think it's shift and hold down, and by the DM it'll recenter all of us into one spot, like your vision. I think it's shift and long press on the left.
Oh.
They changed
cool.
it. But yeah, just like that. In case someone goes, help, I'm lost. The DM can pull you back in.
Totally.
Help me! I'm staring into the abyss.
Yeah, just let me know, and I'll totally do that. Just say shift left hold, and I'll do it. Okay.
Nice.
So you open up this door here. Halfhawk opens it up, and inside this area, directly in front of you, is this throne. It's hard to see due to the darkness that's in there, but through your dark vision, you can see that this is a high-backed throne made of interwoven bones. The armrest directly in front of you is carved to resemble a snake. And the stonework below the bone throne is like, it's got the vein structure of marble. Can't tell its color in this dim light, but you can see that it looks to be sort of like a super mirror-like surface with these vein structures moving through it, like with marble. Directly across from the throne is another door, right there, that is similar in style to the door that you guys have just opened.
Interesting.
Alrighty. We'll have to move forward a little bit to see that far. If no one's
Yeah.
swarming us as we open this door, I would say we kind of move forward stealthily.
Okay, roll those stealth checks. Let's roll his.
Oh yeah.
Stealth checks. Why must you test me?
Not bad.
Hey, that's
Nice.
not bad. If we do it as
Go
a
ahead.
group, man, I think we're not bad group wise.
Yeah, so far
Just
so good.
imagine the team members smothering me with a blanket as I clink along.
Are you at disadvantage?
Well, I'm wearing chain, which I think is yes.
Yeah.
Chainmail. I think that's disadvantage stealth. So yeah.
All right. So, guys, as you guys, mostly pretty quiet. You can see that there is, you're now on like this raised. There's some steps that descend away from the throne, and in the middle of the room lies some more bones and a skull. You can see what look to be rotted leather wing flaps and this long stinger. The shape of the bones gives you the sense that could fly. And then there is a bunch of intermingled in this space like shards of clear glass. You can see through it, or clear crystal. You can see through it, but you can see like kind of like it distorts the light or distorts your vision just a little bit. So that would be right in this zone in here.
Is there any kind of liquid on the ground also,
You can
or from that?
investigation check of it if you'd like. From where you're looking right now, it doesn't look slick.
Okay, that the flying critter. That's it. That was like what size? The bones. Is that like a small thing or a big thing?
A large thing.
Oh, large. Okay, so it didn't
Not
fall
medium.
it didn't fall out of that glass container of whatever it may have been.
There is a lot of crystal around. It would.
Oh.
It could be. It might not. All right, and you do see empty torch brackets made of fluted, discolored bronze protruding from the walls. But there are no torches in there. Okay, yeah. So there's basically two things that you're kind of these like stone walls with look like a bunch of lighting could have been performed in here. Or something that could be lit up pretty brightly. This bone throne and this dead winged creature.
And a snake motif on the throne. Huh?
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Specifically the armor. They look like they're gonna bite you type of thing. They're just like.
Let's slide in and investigate a little bit, see if there's anything else we can.
I've got a portable solution if the throne's creeping anyone out.
And does Riordan see a door here on the other came in, kind of a mirror image?
Wait, say that again?
Is there a here?
Yeah, that's where that's where there is a wood door right there, very similar, like a mirrored image to the door you guys should.
He's just going to go up to that door, if I could roll a perception check to see if there's anything on the other side of it.
For sure, go for it.
Okay.
You hear this just like low moaning. It's very kind of like rhythmic, almost like a white noise, but it is definitely some sort of like vocalized sound.
I alert Chev quickly or something.
Okay, and just to be clear, there are two other doors in this room that you would see right here and right there.
You mind if I slide my character up, and then we'll all have vision?
Yeah. Let's see, can you there?
Can I do a quick investigation here, just to, or maybe a nature check, whatever you want?
Yeah, nature check would be great here. You're checking out the creature.
Yeah, and its relationship to the crystalline glass, I guess. But apparently, my crit used up all my good rolls.
Well, luckily, I mean, actually, you got a 4. All you know is that this is a Werven. As a druid, you would be at least slightly familiar with creatures and whatnot. But that's it. You're like, okay, Werven, but how it relates to everything else, you don't have a clue. Or it's not clear.
All right, so I just mentioned everybody flying dragon type critter.
And while I realize it's up, Chev back. Will open, or if it's locked.
You're opening up that door?
I hear some moaning, and I'm just gonna try to stealthily take a peek and see what the moaning is.
Perfect. Okay, so I only ask because you're breaking out a little. Sure, I'm hearing it correctly.
Sure.
And okay, so you slowly open up this door. These are both the first door that you guys passed through. It's extremely well made, makes a good solid fit, doesn't squeak. Same here, just kind of opens up, and there's a. What do you see? Let's see. You stand right there. Yeah, you see the hallway goes down a few feet and then makes a right-hand turn, and you can hear the moaning at the same time. It gets a little bit louder as you open the door, but it doesn't change pitch.
Okay. He has his bow, like, take his eyes and facing down that hallway.
All right, so you're going to go move ahead to the right. So you creep forward, and you can see now a light source coming around. It looks to be like a wall over here. Yeah, so you see down the hallway, bends to the right, you creep forward, you look to the right there, and now you can see a light source peeking around the corner.
Okay, and as long as someone eyes to investigate.
I'm sorry, what was that?
As long
Yeah,
as
break
Chev
up
or
pretty
someone in here, let me reconnect to the server.
No worries. Sounds great. And I'm assuming you guys are following by.
Yeah.
Or Half-Hawk is definitely like, all right, you're entering in there. I got your back.
Then is that better?
Much.
Okay, yeah. As long as I have someone within eyesight, then I'm just gonna continue to inspect.
Okay. All right. Let me check something out here. Okay. So you're gonna move forward here, kind of like just peek your head around this. Everyone else is kind of behind you, and what you see is this. And you're moving quietly, stealthily. So you're just kind of peeking your head around, and you would see the tall humanoid shape that is just got like a red loincloth on with a rope wrapped around its waist, and it's covered in long zipper-like stitches. And the flesh on it is mismatched. There's like some are different colors, some are in different sort of like bulkiness, and its jaw is just grinding back and forth. It's just like slowly moaning. All right.
Okay. So as Reardon looks around the corner with his longbow cocked and his arrow pointing the way, and then sees this, he'll turn right back around, put his back to the wall, and send out a divine sense to check to see if this is a fiend or undead, and if there's any others within 60 feet.
Yeah, so there you put your back against the wall and like it. Yeah,
Just
it does
remember
not.
full cover blocks that.
Yes, and so you don't sense any sort of, even from the creature as you were looking at it, that it was undead, celestial, or a fiend.
Another makeup
so
job.
could be.
You want to try knocking again?
I don't think we want to play nice with these guys, do we?
Riordan's always kind of nice. He thinks everybody is just eccentric. So he puts his divine sense out there to see if it's a fiend or undead, and not getting anything registering. He keeps his back and just calls down the hallway. Says, "Friend, we're going to be coming around the corner here, and we're just making our way through.
Slapping
What
forehead.
say you?"
All right, so you all... Hold on, let me move this. So you're calling around the corner. Oh, that's really interesting.
Still staying out of sight, just shouting against the wall so that he can hear.
All right, so as you make this shout, you'll... What? Who goes there? And you can hear movement, like someone's like scrambling to their feet. And you can hear the moaning kind of a little bit louder, like it's an intensity of focus and like.
So you don't sound well, friend. Maybe we can give you some help.
I'm in my own bedchamber, and you want to come and help me. And how did you get here? How are you this far? What are you doing? Who are you? And you can hear like this frantic grabbing of what looks to be like, or sounds like maybe, stuff from a bedroll. You can hear like a buckle moving.
Let's walk around the corner and, or at least out from the corner, and so he can see and we can see. Whoa, that's too far. What happened?
Yes, sure. As soon as someone else starts to walk forward and come around the corner, I'll follow along. Reveal myself. So my name is Rialdon, divine emissary from Corellion. And what is your name?
Yeah, as you turn this corner, you can see what looks to be a woman dressed as a vampire. You don't see any fangs there right now. You can see that she is frantically reaching for stuff in her bag, like she's putting on a wig. She even tried to get a little bit of the lipstick around her lips to make it look a little bit bloodier. And there's some white powder on her face that's kind of been flaked off a little bit. And what did you ask her?
I think he just introduced himself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I introduced
so
myself and asked who she was.
Well, I am Haria. I am the leader of the group, and you have now barged into my bedchambers.
Well,
Why
I'm
would you
very sorry. I
this
didn't realize
such an approach for someone who is as fine an actress as myself in my own bedchambers? And she's going to kind of wave her hand, and a huge fleshy creature is going to kind of almost like a puppy dog, whoo, whoo, and it comes over and it just kind of crouches at her feet.
I didn't realize this is your bedchamber. I thought I was just making my way down a hallway. Oh, those are nice sheets. Very nice sheets.
Can I take a closer look at that guy or whatever he is? Is there more to see on him?
Yeah, he's basically just stitched together flesh and a sort of loincloth. That's really all it is that you see.
It doesn't look like makeup.
No, this one does not look like makeup. Actually, you know what? His face is made up. Just his face, though. It looks like when a child puts makeup on their doll.
He did that himself,
So,
huh?
and did my was he not here, or was he behind total cover? Did my divine sense not pick this guy up?
It did not tick on him. He is not showing that fiend are dead. And we're gonna have. So you wanted to make a check on the flesh golem. Do you want to do a nature or an investigation?
I was just looking at perception because I wasn't sure if it was makeup or if it was real.
Okay, make a perception check. I'll give you information related to that. All right. So the creature looks to be like living. It's got like the flesh isn't rotting away or withered or tanned or anything, or skin tight. It's like something's pumping through there. The makeup definitely looks like it was applied by the woman here. You can see similar themes in the way that she's applied the makeup to herself. And it looks to be subservient to her. Okay. Bring Halfhawk around. I don't know what do you think Halfhawk would do here?
Oh, Chev would still be hanging around that corner, making sure.
Keeping an eye on the rear.
Yeah,
Good
keeping
plan.
an eye through that door. Because he knows there's those two other doors we didn't check, and that creature's giving him the heebie-jeebies. Filthy darkspawn.
Yeah, it might be the first time I've come across something quite that unnatural.
Now tell me, why have you come here?
We ran into
If you
some of
have
your
no
bandits, and we thought we'd come straighten out the rest of them.
Oh, you have paid the fee? She
It
like
was a blood
genuinely. Oh, do you say that to her?
Yeah.
All right, so she's gonna look into the flesh, kind of puts her hands around it. Go, my son, and it's gonna charge. And you had your bow drawn still, Reardon?
Yes, I had a bow out, but I would have shouldered it and put the arrow back once we came around the corner and we're just like talking for a minute.
Okay, so and no one had an attack basically held.
No.
All right, so this will be an initiative roll for everyone. All right, let's put that bad boy in there.
Chev! What? A one?
And so she clearly is unarmed, or I'm sorry, not unarmed, but she doesn't have any visible armor on and is just wielding this sword.
Yeah, well, we have a guy who knows all about wielding a sword too, so...
Let's make sure he gets in there. That's a good call.
Super Inuit, won't put the bloody thing down no matter how many times we ask. Look, dude, how are you going to wipe with that, okay? Just calm down.
All right. Okay, so at the top of the turn, after she says that to the flesh golem, that's what it is, she's going to then pull this sword out, this like long scimitar, and she's going to go into what looks to be like a defensive pose. So she's going to use her action to dodge, and that will bring us up to the double scimitar wielding elf, Autumn elf, right? Autumn Eldaron?
Autumn Eladrin.
Eladrin. All right.
Eladrin. The flesh golem charged, or
he's standing to charge. Yeah, like as soon as she says it, everyone knows. Fold. He's still standing there, but he is no longer on one knee. He's moving towards.
Gotcha.
He's giving off that I'm about to lay the smackdown aura,
Yeah. He turned and came up quickly in our direction.
Then Riordan takes his double-bladed scimitar, closes the gap, and begins hacking away. He's going to keep his side so that he can't get flanked.
Kind of like that, or just barely past him.
Yeah, we're going to stay at stay there.
I know. I'm listening to the song in the background too.
I know you're listening to the song. It's funny.
Okay, so the first one for 13 slashing.
Yeah, so the first one, 27 for 13. And the second one, 17 for 11.
So both, this creature's, it doesn't have any protective armor on it. You immediately come up and your blade slices through back, or 2 quick strikes. And, this kind of slashing on it should just really dig in deep, but it doesn't seem to be doing as much damage as you were. Seems to be having a. Actually, hold on. It takes no damage. Both of these swings that come through, your blade's not made out of adamantine, right?
It is not.
So both of these swings come through, and the first one passes right the abdomen, and it just spills out some of these like almost ashy guts there, and then the wound just completely seals back over, stitches back together immediately. The second strike comes through, and generally the same area across the torso. His arms are out wide, like about to swing on you, and the same sort of effect occurs. Like as you make this wound, it takes no damage, as if it's immune to that damage.
Oh crap!
All right, and
to slashing damage or just non-magical, or do I know?
You would know that your weapon did no damage to it, even though you hit it, cut it open, instantaneously it's stitched back together.
Okay, it stitched itself back together. But do I have a sense that perhaps like a magical or a blessed weapon would
You can roll an Arcana check.
I mean, but it didn't come up as undead, huh?
It did not come up as undead, and you have now hit it. No damage has been dealt to it, and there's like some sort of magical effect occurring. And you're 18. You would know that it is immune to non-magical attacks.
Okay. Then I will not do anything else because with the bonus action, I don't think I have a bonus action fun to do at this point.
Bonus action to describe what occurred to the party.
Yeah.
Isn't your second attack? Isn't that a bonus action?
No, my second attack is just a second attack at 5th level. I can take a bonus action for another attack, but I describe. I tell them it's like I hope some of you have something better than just blades and bludgeoning effects. This creature is making himself up.
All right, let's go look at something real.
Well, we know someone that does have a magical weapon. A cursed magical weapon.
All right. I really decide to do this, but I'm going to assume that I've played with him enough times that he would probably figure this out. We're going to make him figure it out next turn. All right, so he's going to follow Riordan in, and I'll let you guys decide.
Well, was
You
he
think he'd
just
go-
told? If he was told that he couldn't hurt the fleshy thing,
Perfect. He's
yeah.
going to go for the chick. All right, so he charges across and is going to use. He's going to use a short sword still, and he's going to swing at her. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, 24 to hit, and so she does not. She's watching it unfold with her pet flesh golem. And so Half Elk is just going to immediately slides around, kicks her bedroll out of the way, or part of her bedroll out of the way. Actually, no, she's sleeping on the bed. He kind of mounts up onto the bed and comes down across her face with the short sword. All right. He does not get the sneak attack, but he's going to do 6 piercing. And she calls out. It clearly, this is a wound to her. And she's it's almost like a screech, like she's imitating some giant bat call. All right. And what has he got for a bonus action? He didn't really have much for a bonus action.
Level 2 rogue.
Level 4 rogue, 1 barbarian. I guess he would rage, right? That's what he's going to do. Let's say he rages before he goes in there.
Yeah, I would throw 2 more damage on.
All right. And then he's resistant and all that. Let's say he does that.
Yeah.
-2 on that. And does he have a... Did he raged once before too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of fought them in 2 different waves, so I would think he got it going.
All right. So break off, seeing that the attacks on the golem aren't, as effective. He goes to do his dirty work over there, and that will bring us up to Chev, who's been hearing this conversation and then hears the sound of battle and Reardon calling out.
Chev is going to use his action to jam a piton under the door,
Okay.
and then he will move into the room with a sigh.
All right. So you kind of place it in there, and then you get a nice little angle on the boot, and it's just so it's pinned in. And then you're going to move to right about there.
Yeah, I think
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you can make it there for sure.
Yeah,
Even a little bit further.
Yeah, I'll move up a little, as far as I can, into the room.
All right. Do you want to go toward Flesh Golem or down toward... I guess you get to either there or there.
That'll be great. The lowest squares.
Perfect.
Because we
All right.
in.
So now this Flesh Golem, it's not taking joy and it's not laughing haha, you can't hurt me. It's just still kind of moaning, just groaning heavily there. And it's going to just slam one fist down and then the second one down on Reardon. So, I didn't make that visible. I'll do it for the next ones. And we'll get rid of that for him. To public. Okay, but the first ones were a 11 to hit for 13 bludgeoning.
He steps out of the way lethally, dexterously.
The second one is crit to hit for 21 bludgeoning. So as you're stepping away and calling out, dodging the first one, the second one's going to come across and kind of almost dislocate your jaw. Just this fleshy mass. That's going to be the Black Hand. Okay. And that's his turn. So he's just going to start. His purpose now seems to be to pummel you. And that brings us up to Aurelius. Aurelius?
Hey, quick question. I was just looking at my spells. I had all zeros in my spell slots. I know I turned into a bear.
Oh,
and I don't think I cast any spells unless I healed someone.
If you want to go with the zero route, I always went with that being slots from. So if you got zeros there, it's zero. Whatever way you want to go. Does not matter.
Oh, you count up instead of counting down?
Well, if you look at level 1 spell slots, it says slots total there, and then right to the right of it says slots remaining.
Right.
And so that's why I always went that way, where you had 4 remaining if you hadn't cast any of those.
Right. Well, that's
And
what
it
I
just
mean.
goes down.
I just looked at it and they were all zeros, and I'm like, I know we didn't cast any spells yet, or I didn't think so, unless I maybe healed someone after a fight. So I wanted to put myself back up, but I didn't want to, unless someone recalled me casting a spell.
I don't recall you doing anything but turning into a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's been 2 weeks, so just checking. So Raritan, you didn't get hurt too badly, huh?
I lost half my hit points.
Oh,
I
Varlo's
get hit
mostly
for-
fooled
yeah.
me.
He hasn't put it in. I'll do it.
Oh.
Minus 21. There we go.
Damn.
Oh.
I did.
I did. Shoot. Is stopping her gonna stop it? I'll move up kind of close, and
Whoop.
I think I'll shoot at her, and I will bonus action heal you this round, and we'll see how things are turning out. So yeah, I want to take a short bow shot or a long bow shot at the woman, and then I'll bonus action heal our elf. That's
All right. So yeah, the arrow just slams into the stonework behind. A chip of stone flies away.
All right. Well, that wasn't any good. Where's my bonus action heal? Which one is that?
Healing word.
Healing word. I don't see it. Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, I could technically cast it at a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
And you did take a pretty good hit. So let's see what 3 does. 13? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
It was 1d4 plus 4, so that's level 1. Yeah.
And Reardon just kind of like pushes his jaw back into place.
Okay, so then we'll take off a spell.
I am going to just to make sure. All right. Would have hit.
Can I call lightning underground? Do you have to be outside for that?
There's like a rule related to being able to see the ceiling. It's one of them has that rule, or see the space.
Yeah, I think it has to be like 100 feet high though, doesn't it? I think I prepped the wrong spell. Okay, I think I'll stay there. I don't need to move anymore. So that should be it.
All right, let's go back to. So it is that. So at a point you can see 100 feet.
Yeah, a point in the air where a storm cloud could appear. So yeah, not inside.
Okay, so you are missed, but then we're able to provide some healing and are searching your memory banks for the next move. Okay, and so she's now going to swing at. Oh, thanks, babe.
It's not very good, but there you go.
Okay. She's going to swing. She's going to. Okay, makes 3 attacks. She's going to swing twice with her scimitar. Oh, she also doesn't have the thing set up. And then she's going to pull from the backside a dagger. And let's go here. Go there. Oh, look who's here. And hello, hello. You're just now getting attacked, actually. Great timing.
Awesome.
All right, so first one is going to be a 15 to hit, which just barely hits you for 6 slashing. The second one is go ahead. Okay. And then the second one, it's good. She's like fumbling to get the dagger out. So the second one is going to miss terribly with a natty 1. And then the dagger comes across with a 14 and you like move your head back just a little bit and it just slices past your throat but does not hit. So you just took 6 piercing. Okay, but you were raging, so it's only 3. Okay, and now it is Reardon's turn. You guys have come into this room, past this throne, entered into this area, interacted with this woman who has now sent a flesh golem after you, and are now engaged in combat.
Reardon starts by holding his double-bladed scimitar aloft and calling out to Corellion to bless his blade. It is now a magical weapon. It also sheds bright light, 20-foot radius, dim light, and 20 foot beyond that.
So the whole place just lights up.
Sweet.
Bwomp!
Yep.
Ah!
He holds it up and just bright light. And he's going to follow that up by cast Sanctuary on himself. As a bonus action. And then he'll move a little bit into the corner and end his turn.
Okay. Most excellent. So this shiny, bright elf is just standing there with this blade, just emanating all of this light, and it's just like the shimmery image or shimmeriness around him as he's now protected. Okay, and that will bring us up to Hathawk. You are deep in a woman's bedchamber and are standing on her
Just
bed.
like always.
And have your short sword out and the long sword covered in the cloak, and you're facing off with her.
You're raging.
Okay.
She had the audacity to stab you. You know what to do.
You're standing on the bed.
With advantage.
What was that?
Reckless. With both the
Ooh.
Going reckless. All right. You hit with that 24. Oh, look at that. You got it all set up. Beautiful. So she's just like screeching here. She's swinging wildly. There's just like this massive amount of intensity to her. And it gets louder as she's just starting to take severe amounts of damage from you.
for the off.
Another blow. All right. Roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Just to make sure, or you could do a sleight of hand if you want. And this is to see if you're starting to rip through that cloak as you're using the weapon. All right, you're still able to. You're using a bludgeoning weapon right now. You're not like slashing at her. You're just like with the flat of the blade, so you don't penetrate through the cloak, and you're able to do that well. So another 9 points.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, and that one you're like trying to like hit. She's like screeching, making a ton of noise, and you're trying to make it so that stops. It's almost like you're smacking her.
Pretty much. Go to.
All right, and then okay, now that brings us up to Chef.
Just curious. The 32 that I did that last.
What was that?
The 30 point of or HP I have left. Does that?
That includes the damage you took. You did take
Okay.
it. And it was only 3 because it was 6 piercing, but you were raging, so it was half.
Well, Hafox seems to have her bailed up in the corner quite nicely as she's screeching at him. And I know that my weapon won't do anything.
So you pull out your book and start reading?
Not exactly. Not exactly. I don't have a whole lot of options, except of course just to dump an alchemist's fire on the creature.
Pretty good choice.
Yeah. So that. So what do I roll again for throwing an alchemist's potion? Alchemist's fire thing?
Is it because you're... Wait, what is it that you're throwing?
It's just an alchemist's fire potion. Just putting it out my backpack and smashing it into the creature.
Well, let's look it up real quick.
Yeah, you did use that before, didn't you?
Yeah, or at the
Fire
ground at his
blast.
feet, whatever
Here's-
works.
All right. This sticky adhesive fluid ignites when exposed to air. As an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature
There you
or
go.
object. You treat it as an improvised weapon.
So no proficiency, just my dex. Got it.
All right, and it starts its turn on fire. I'm going to just...
16 to hit the fleshy dude.
Oh, it hits. And we'll put this in here. So we know. All right, and so roll a 1d4.
Well, that's a weird dice to roll, but I will. That's
All
a
right.
lot of damage.
So you light it on fire. It is now inflamed, and at the beginning of its turn, it will take 4 points of damage. All right. And ironically, it's the beginning of... Are you done?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay. And at the start of its turn, it's just kind of, as this flames are all around it, it's just going to, it goes from a low moan to this, loud, higher pitched moan. It seems to not like to be on fire at all.
I can understand that.
But it's not intelligent on any level. It's directly in front of it, moving around. The target that it's chosen, Rearden, is what lit it on fire. So he's still going to swing at Rearden, and it's going to make a wisdom save.
Correct.
All right. It makes a 5. So it's got to choose someone else, right?
Correct.
Yeah, choose another target or lose its attack.
All right, so it looks at Rearden, and the shimmering mist, it's like eyes just go big. It just wants to now get away from this fire, so it's going to spin on its heel and look for something, and that's going to be Chev. And so it's now going to turn and swing at Chev. 2 slam attacks. They're going to be both at disadvantage due to the fact that it's on fire and it's just howling. All right, so 14 to hit for the first one.
Nope.
And 9 to hit for the second one. Oh, you're so lucky. That was a crit.
Yeah!
All right, so it's on fire and it's just swinging these huge meaty paws around, and it's not going to hit you. It spins. It's out of control.
It
does
takes damage. I've done more than anyone else. Get in there and do something, slackers.
All right, so it is only 4 because it's at the beginning of its turn. Wait,
and when it gets hit?
On a hit. Yep. Okay, perfect. And we'll do another -4. Okay. And let's go. So that's its turn. So it's just like,
I was half expecting you to tell me like it ignores the fire completely. I was like, well, I've got nothing.
No, fire was a. Okay.
I would have used holy water if I had any, but I didn't buy any.
I don't think that's gonna work on something that's not undead. That's why
See,
I've
I
been
don't know
holding on
that
to it.
it's not undead.
I assumed it was undead until someone noticed that it wasn't.
It's
I
a medium construct.
yeah, I would have just guessed undead.
Oh, I would have too. Until that's why I was like, wow.
Probably a second edition thing. I was debating to cast this spell last round, and then I read it a little bit more, so I think I can still get it off here.
Yeah.
If maybe I stick it back here, you know what I mean. That way, it's next to both critters, and unfortunately, Halfok's in there too. But
You're talking right.
It's okay. He's raging. It's
Yeah.
only half damage.
All right,
well,
so
probably not for fire or for magic, but it is dex save, so he should be good for that.
Okay, so and you go, or as you cast it, you can ram it, right?
As a
Can I
bonus
move it
action,
on this
yeah.
turn?
As your bonus action, if you haven't used your bonus action, you can, yes, ram it into a creature.
All right, so I cast it and they'll take damage, and then I can ram it, or only the ramming is going to damage this round. Or
It
this-
only takes damage when at the end of its turn.
Okay, so
Any
I need
creature
to
that ends.
I need to do the ramming. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we would ram it at the flesh golem because that's where it's more important, I think.
All right, so that's a dex save, and it rolls and ability checks. So 11, so it fails. So you
Huzzah!
2d6.
I just got to the. It sets her bed on fire.
Even better. So this room is getting lit up.
And I've barricaded the door.
Hey,
And I hope you can all breathe smoke.
Yeah, I was not expecting to have to use so much fire in a confined space.
Yeah, that's why I didn't throw this out because, well, one, I went last that first round, and so once you guys all moved in, I'm like, man, I don't know where to throw this thing, but there, seems okay.
All right. So, and that's your turn. Bonus action, bonus action, and no movement.
Well, I don't want to get hit and have to make a con save, so maybe I'll step back one, since I wasn't
Alright.
next to anyone anyway.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So as this appears to her left and slams into her little pet, she like looks over and sees it howling, and she sees it right there, and the flames are starting to come onto the bottom of her sheath at the base of the bed. She's going to try and stab at Halfok. Get out of my way! And she's going to try and move past him on the bed. Actually, no, she's not going to do that. She's just going to try and stab at you to get you out of the way. And then, like, her eyes are going to get huge. And so 2 scimitar attacks. She gets advantage because you reckless, right? Yeah. So advantage against you. So first one, 12 to hit. Second one, 22 to hit for 8 slashing. And then the dagger is going to come in with a 20 to hit for 7 piercing.
So, in halves.
So that's a total of
So
4 and 3?
4 and 3. Correctamundo. So -4. Or did you already do it?
we did it. Yeah.
All right, let me put that back on.
Yeah, it's getting doubled up.
I'm here,
Yeah, we
guys.
don't want that. All right, and then she's trying to like link up against the back of the wall away from the sphere as much as possible, but she's still going to take. Well, maybe she's going to roll a dex. 18, so she doesn't take any damage.
Half?
Or half. All right.
It's getting hot in that corner.
Yeah, roll 2d6. All right, so she'll take 2. So she backs up into that corner and she's swinging away and she's trying to like remove her from the scene. All right. That's going to bring us up to Reardon.
And Reardon takes his shining double-bladed scimitar and he's going to do 3 attacks, 2 regular, 1 bonus. And I have advantage, is that correct?
Yes.
Flanking.
Yes.
So one of them is a crit and the other one's an 18.
Wow.
And on the crit, we're going to throw...
I think he said smite. It cut off.
There it is. 31.
If you crit with a smite, you double that
yeah.
smite damage too. Or you roll the dice again.
Let's just do that. So that's a lot.
Yeah, you beat my 8 damage. Yeah, you did. Good job. Now I get to be the useless one again.
We all had the option to get a magical weapon, and none of us did, huh?
Yeah, I was. You always sort of forget that immunities and resistances are a thing.
Wait, does that longsword?
Yeah,
Yes, it
your
does.
longsword's magic. It's cursed, but it's magic, right?
Mm-hmm. It is a magical weapon. So what's the total damage there?
I think it's 44. 44.
Okay. That's
And then
a ton.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do a bonus attack. 1 more double-bladed.
Did you?
Is the Divine Smite magical damage?
Yep.
And that is another.
Another crit.
Wow.
For 7.
Went from doing no damage to...
Steamrolling.
What's the extra D6, out of curiosity?
The extra D is reroll 1 for the great weapon fighting.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to get the bloody Roll20 system to do it automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that would reroll 1s, but it was till it was a 4, and I don't know how just to like reroll the 1.
I thought their weapon did 2d4 damage.
Yes, so the weapon did a 2d4. It was a 4 and a 3, and then the crit damage was a 2 and a 1. So I'm just re-rolling the single 1.
But wouldn't that be a 2d4, not, or I'm sorry, d6? Not that big of a deal, but
Say again?
Oh, you would
Wouldn't it
re-roll
be-
it as a D4, not as a D6.
Oh, yeah, not a d6. Sorry.
no worries.
None of them got higher than a 4, but, you know.
But
Yeah,
so
we're
8. You know.
Perfect. I'm down. All right, and that's that.
And that'll be the end.
Let's try that again. Okay, so just you guys have seen this before. Reardon sometimes is an explosion of strength, power, finesse, forms, and is just immediately goes berserk on at the end of Reardon's turn. It's just absolutely out of its mind and pain, the fire, everything about it. All right, and that's going to bring us up to Halfhawk. squaring
has
off.
several options.
So the hit shorts
16 comes in and slashes it.
so that's 12
She's looking pretty bloody at this point.
falling sword.
Excellent. And then that sleight of hand, dexterity
Shows-
action.
Half ox step back. So you say
Okay. Actually, on the first one, she's going to parry that blow. She adds 3 to her. She sees the short sword coming in, so she's not going to take any damage from that first one. The 18 will hit. Make a dex check.
He's
Still doing good.
pulling it off every time.
Yeah, still covered. All right. So, and then you step back. She used her parry. Not have her
well that
two.
she wouldn't get a
You bonus action disengage. Wait, you're cutting out a little bit, so we probably didn't hear you.
no. It's the I have a class ability with the swashbuckler. Any creature that I attack during that turn can't make stuff up.
Right. Totally.
Yeah, swashbuckler is pretty good.
Yeah, dude, I like that maneuver. Okay, so parries your first blow, but she takes the second one. It's like another smack across the face with the blunt or the flat of the blade. And that brings us up to Chev, who's seen this flesh golem just like rip open each one of the slices, just tearing huge rents into his body. It looks to be just going like spinning in circles. It's just out of its mind.
It's still on fire and I don't want to touch it. So I will step forward and attack the lady.
Oh.
All right.
Doop, doop, doo.
That hits.
13 damage.
All right. So you step into the flame, it kind of lights up your armor. There's this like a glow about you. And as she's like parrying and watching Hafa disengage and move away or swashbuckle his way away, she just turns and just takes the greatsword right into the shoulder part. And she's just calling out, "Mercy, mercy."
Well, she's asking for mercy, then there's only one thing to do, and that's to give her mercy. I swing a second time.
Going for the decapitation.
Yeah, how do you want to do that?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to re-roll that one then. Well, yeah, just a straight up decapitation. She wanted mercy. I make it quick.
So you like pull the blade out of her shoulder. And you like look. She thinks, it's going to be there's going to be mercy. And she's looking like past you just a little bit at the flesh golem to say something. And then you just chop her head right off.
She was going to say, "Stop, flesh golem."
And then I will step back to admire my handiwork and get away from the giant orb of fire still setting things on fire.
Yeah.
That's good.
So
I was
the
a little
flesh
worried
golem-
when you moved up.
Yeah. I was like, I'm either gonna finish it or take an attack of opportunity, but I ain't standing next to that fucking ball of fire.
All right. So the flesh golem down. It's just running from the fires. That's going to trigger an attack of opportunity from Reardon, Chev, and even that far.
I guess we can't befriend it, huh?
It doesn't make it that far. It does not make it past Reardon. It takes 2 steps. And it just, the last little bit of it is this like upper chest area, its head and one arm, and you just cleave it in half. And it just slides apart into 2 pieces. And
I like
yes,
to think that he never stopped spinning those blades either.
Yeah.
I love that. Just light bouncing off of the walls.
Just gonna call him Blender from now on.
And it's at this point the bed is now like catching on fire. This room is lighting up in flames. Smoke is starting to fill
We
the
should
room.
probably get rid of the giant ball of fire now. Get rid of it.
We'll drop that, and we'll use some frost to start putting out some fire.
Because the number of foster form.
Does that work?
Sure, I will say that. You do it on her, right? You like.
Yeah,
So
whoever's on
she's-
fire or whatever's on fire.
Let's say that you basically because it's a creature, right? You know, information one creature that you see. She fails it. 11 points. Yeah, we'll say you put it out by using this spell. You cast it on her body, and her head is kind of rolling around, and so it is like rolling around, putting out the fire.
I picture kind of like a fire extinguisher. It all of a sudden becomes heavily obscure. You can't see anything in here. Bright light from the
steam.
Yeah, exactly.
Turned it into a goddamn raven here. There's like a fog machine. There's strobe lighting.
How many turns was that? That was 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's at this point you can hear heavy banging on the door behind you. Yes.
I forgot.
Who's got a feminine voice that could go fix that?
Yeah, no, that's your rear. Oh, just getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay, make a performance.
Get something.
You know, I could take her head and make her peek around the door, right?
Brilliant. Yes.
Yeah, it looked all burned and scarred. Can we listen a little better to what's out there before we try something stupid?
It's definitely like banging on your voices. Hurry, let us in. Are you okay? What is going on? Hurry up. We heard sounds.
Yeah, just come back in a little while. I'll be all right.
Mistress, let us in. And go ahead and make a performance check. I'll totally, if you crit the shit out of this, and this guy is not this. Well, this is with that guy. So. Yeah. You guys all can tell that you didn't sound like her. The sounds in here that he's gonna say like, we can smell smoke coming from the door. Let us must save you. So they're just banging away at the door. One's gonna be like slamming up against us if he breaks it open.
In this time,
if
all right, so you sense that more combat is coming, and you're gonna down the potion.
Yeah, and I would like to lay on hand.
Okay.
I'll take up an ambush position for when they come flying around that corner.
Who still needs a cure wounds? Because if we got a round quick of prep time, I'll get that out there too.
Probably half He's looking a little singed.
So he gets in.
Big heal.
Alright, that's for Half-Ock there.
Oof.
3rd level. That's my last
Hell
3rd
yeah.
level.
Hey, look.
all right, we're almost
We got
at
this.
full.
You even got a nice room to sleep in for the night. We got this.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be in the door eventually.
But so is the sausage. So, it'll add atmosphere to our meal.
I love it.
Oh wait, so that was 24 total.
Yeah. Is everybody feeling good? Alright,
Yes.
cool.
Hell yeah, feeling good. We're so...
All right, so the room is definitely the steam. There's smoke, like kind of choking your throat.
We should probably move closer.
and there's
Can we
banging.
start backing out?
So if the room's sort of filled, this stuff, then we should probably use it to our advantage and fall back into the room when they come in. They're not going to be expecting all of this.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say, like, can we start backing out of the obscured area?
There is no exit chamber, but you could back into the corner.
We just need Rihanna to keep spinning his blades. To that strobe lighting's really going to disorient them.
Well, I was thinking, like, going around the corner, like, could we back out of this room here?
I'll go into the hallway towards them.
Is that where they're coming from? Or I thought
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to come from that door.
No.
They're coming from where we are, where we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, at least we might be able to get the drop on them, because they don't really know exactly what's going on, just that it's probably not good. They're not going to have an easy time just walking into this and going, oh, I can see exactly what's going on.
Okay, so everybody's pretty much where they want to be.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
I have a quick question for you. Just the V-shaped thing. I was looking for CR1 creatures that would have dark vision, so we don't run into the problem with the bear like we did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Something new comes up on the search list now. A giant flying spider from Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Wow.
Is that something I could use?
I think it might be quite appropriate. Let's see.
I mean, it's not like the greatest of night vision animals, but I hadn't seen it before. Last week when I was looking, or 2 weeks ago, it wasn't on the list of for 5e tools. But
Wow,
I
look
was
at that
like,
thing.
wow, a flying spider. That's crazy.
And it has dark vision and blinds.
Yeah.
Okay. You would not have seen it, though, yet.
No, probably not. I mean, I would imagine it's only in the dungeon.
All right.
How about
We'll
a
wait
crag
until
cat?
you've seen it. That's more of what you could have
Is that
seen.
too smart? Intelligence 4? I mean, it's still a beast unaligned. But
I don't think
it's
the
challenge rating
intelligence matters. It's just a challenge rating, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Because there's also like a king spider from some crazy thing.
I don't have that one. Oh, Spider King, got it.
Yeah, sorry, Spider King.
Out of the
I mean,
abyss.
that's the beastliest of CR1 creatures. But yeah, it's from some out of the abyss. I don't know what that is.
I guess technically, would you have gone this?
No.
Yeah, then we're going to see that one. But that crag cat would be something that's pretty normal out there, and especially in this setting.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of what I would use kind of regularly. It's not like I want to switch it up all the time. So I was kind of like, well, what would work out? Because Tiger technically gets dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pretty regular type of creature too. So I was like, I should find something that works and then stick with it.
Everybody just goes for the bear because 2 attacks.
Yeah, the multi attack is too good. That's pretty awesome.
I've always been a fan of I think it's the Rhino for the charge knockdown thing.
Yeah.
The lion has the pounce too, which is really cool. But when you're like more open, you can like knock people on the ground, and then just go to town on a prone creature.
Yeah, prone creatures are sad creatures, but
Okay,
not for long.
And are you turning into anyone?
No, not yet.
I can just imagine them bursting into the room.
They're
It
all
looks like a fucking rave, and there's a bear on the dance floor.
They're all large creatures, and we're in a tight space. So like I want to tank, but I want to wait until I kind of would maybe have to move
like a
into
cavern
another spot. Yeah, like
understandable.
All right, so after a few moments of banging, you guys kind of like settle into position. The room is still filled with this like choking smoke, and eventually the door just like you can hear it bang open, And then one of them goes, Mistress. Is everything okay in there? And there's like no sounds now. And you hear footfalls slowly creeping forward.
Who has the head?
It's still in the corner somewhere.
Pick it up and I throw it up.
All right, so it comes like down. There's one of them just gives off a horrified scream. Like, she's dead! And you can hear like rapid footfalls going the opposite way.
Make better life choices.
I think now we have to get the. I don't know how many people were.
All right, yeah. So what you would hear is like, okay, so the exiting as the door opens, and it now has a way to escape, and there's like an airflow movement as heat moves from hot to cold. The skull rolls forward, and one of them gives a scream, and you can just hear just like these steps just going. What do you guys?
I think this is the point where we
I'm
walk
gonna
out like badasses,
I know.
guys. Like with a strut and everything.
Certainly could. I, however, remember several of them wielding crossbows, and I'm not willing to be shot in the chest.
Damn, they did.
Crossbows
suck. You know, getting hit hurts.
How about gonna stealth up?
All right, roll a stealth check.
See what.
I'll stick with him. Maybe a throw down your weapons kind of thing.
Perfect. All right, so you guys creep forward. There's no one in the hallway right there. Creep forward to the door. Let me move there. There's no one at the door. The door is now open. The smoke is billowing out. You can see the bone throne. That's right there. Halfwalk, you missed this part, but there is this throne right here. And you guys had entered from this doorway right here.
Okay.
And you can see that bone throne there, it's got like serpent fangs for arm bone or armrests. It's completely made out of bone. The light that's like kind of flickering through this area now, you're standing on like this marble raised dais area. And in the center here is a bunch of crystal shards and a dead dwarven, bunch of bones right there. This door up here now, this direction, is open. Here, I'll just make it so you guys can see. That door is open up, and you can deduce that whoever had come and was banging at the door came from that direction. From where you guys originally came from, down this way, the sounds of rapid footfalls. And one guy, like, you hear this one, like, holy shit, they smashed open the hideout. Keep going, keep going.
All right. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. I will pull out a dagger. Put the short sword away. Pull out a dagger. Available. And let's. Better to stay in there.
Cutting off.
All right, we'll regroup back to smoke-filled room.
I don't know. We might want to get out of there. I was thinking about coming over here and
Coming back.
waiting for them to come through the door. So I can large form behind them and get you some sneak attacks.
All right, so you run up to that door there.
Yeah, I'll keep the stealth
kind
going.
of take position.
Is that hidey enough, or should I be like further around the corner?
No,
that's pretty good.
Okay. I don't want to be seen as they come through the door.
I'll basically stay behind the throne and just wait for the first.
Okay, so you guys take up positions. What is Reardon and Chev doing?
I was gonna search the room.
All right, so you're going to start searching.
And I'll help. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and investigation check. Regular, the advantage from Reardon canceled out by the smoke and steam and everything that occurred. All right.
So sorry, investigation was it?
Correct, Domingo. One investigation.
Nice.
All right. Okay. You start picking through some of the stuff. There's this wood trunk. It's got painted pictures of clowns on it that has been upturned. You reach down and pick up one of the frames, and you're standing on a frayed circular rug. There's this like little privacy screen that's been smashed over. There is a trunk, and you come up to it and you open it up. It's like not locked, and there's another disguise set in there, and there's a bunch of theater costumes and props. There's nothing really of value in here beyond these sort of like she looks like this room is like, think of like an actress's room. You know, she's got her mirror to set herself up. She's got her different sort of supplies, those sorts of things.
Alrighty. There's nothing in the room. I search the corpse. Loose change. Bus pass.
Busman. All right. She's got a very her, and she's got. We roll her gold. It's 2d6. Bam. That is not 2d6.
I'll take it.
Yeah. There's a small little pouch. Actually, there's a small little wooden box. It's got gold hinges. There's like really cheap inlaid mother of pearl on the top. It's kind of been chipped a little bit. And then there is the equivalent of 10 gold pieces. But the rest of it is like makeup. There's a hand mirror. It's chipped. Looks cheap. Okay.
I quickly become disinterested and start waiting for our friends to return. Settle down in one of the corners that isn't crispy.
And half off, you would hear the sounds of the footfalls getting further and further away. There's like this loud call as you can tell that they've come across the most recent slaughtering of their brethren, and they're gone. And you get the strong sense that they're not returning in the immediate sense.
Anytime they might have found the courage, there was another massacre in front of them.
I thought they were coming from this end down here.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So in that case, let's go ahead and head over to grab our fellows. Get the.
Were her scimitars nice? Just because that's one of the weapons I use.
Yeah, hers. I mean, it wasn't a +1 or anything, but it does seem to be a nice shaped one.
Alrighty, I'll snag that if it's of value.
You could definitely tell that you this for a good price at a mundane weapons dealer.
Cool.
All right. I've got some baby responsibilities I'm going to go take care of here. And 12 o'clock is kind of my cutoff point. We have reached that. This seems like a good spot to pause at.
Yeah,
That's perfect timing.
Excellent. All right, gentlemen, I'm glad we were able to get together and continue the session forward, keep the momentum going.
Sorry about the.
No worries.
problem.
it's all good. Real life happens.
The cool ones in this group are all dads, so we know.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because like I didn't even mention it to her yesterday. I'm like, yeah, it's at 9:30 tomorrow. And she kind of looked at me like she's like, "Oh, crap."
Scheduled it out.
Yeah,
Babies,
Yeah.
life, always first. This
exactly.
close second.
Mhm.
Very close.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, gentlemen. It's fun.
Have a good one.
All right, take it easy, guys.
You guys.
Peace. Yes.
All right, so there was a little bit of the Mad Mage down in the dungeon, or whatever it is underneath Waterdeep. We were having a late start, and we don't run too much later than this, but this should be an every Tuesday thing. And now that our DM had his baby, I think one of our other guys does have a baby on the way, so I'm not 100% sure where that will fall in, or how many months along that is, but so hopefully we start putting this in as a every Tuesday morning, and we'll start a little bit sooner. Well, we started at 11 Central today, so it should be like 10:30 Central, I think. So we will give that a try. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.